Welcome back to the channel and a preview of the Lincoln Handicap, which will be run this Saturday at Doncaster, and the declarations have just come out and we've got a very good race which we'll get onto in a minute. But first, this week I'm starting off a series called Hashtag Free Bet Friday, where for every weekend I'm going to preview one of the big races and I'm going to give away a £10 free bet for one of you people watching. All you have to do to enter is like the video, be subscribed and comment down below hashtag free bet Friday, and we're doing this every week. The winner will be announced on here at Friday night at 8 o'clock, so make sure you check your socials then, and it might be you with the message on YouTube, and then you've got a free £10 bet that I'll place. I'll send you a picture of the cent bet, and then if it wins then I'll be transferring you all the profits from the bet. So hopefully you can pick out the winner. Don't forget to enter, it's a great chance and it's a very tricky race, so I'd want to be playing it with someone else's money, and you can be. All you need to do is comment, like and subscribe on this video. But without further ado, we'll get into the video, the preview of the race itself, and the current favourite at 7-4 is Mujtaba, or something like that we'll go with. It's trained by William Haggis. Adam Farragher takes the ride. He's a very good claimer, takes off a couple of pounds, and this horse has a rating of 98. He's done nothing wrong in his 3 starts so far, and is one that kind of fits the bill of horses which tend to do well in this race. He's got a nice racing weight with the jockey taking off a few pounds, as I said, and is open to a lot of improvement. Just the 3 starts, as I said, so he could be well ahead of the handicapper. There would be a question mark of would he be ready for a big handicap at this stage of his relatively early racing career. There is always question marks over that, but I think definitely in time this horse might be ahead of a mark of 98, so I think he is the worthy favourite, although probably too short for me. But if you've got entered the competition for the £10 free bet, you could be winning £35 from this one at the time being, so he could be a safe and good bet. The second favourite is trained by Charlie Appleby. Modern News carries 9 stone 7 pounds, which again doesn't really fit the trends. It might be a little bit too much, but this could definitely be a group horse in a handicap, as they say. They've got another good claimer in Harry Davis taking off a nice bit of weight. He's a 17-year-old and it'll be his first ever ride on the flat in the Lincoln on a very good horse, so it's going to be a big day for him. On a personal note, I'd love to see him win it, but for me, 9 stone 7. I think Charlie Appleby, I saw in an interview on Sky Sports that he was saying it's the right race, the right weight for him. I think he thinks he'll go well, might even win it, but for me again, he's a little bit too short in the market. We're going to look at some bigger priced horses now, and Bunch is one who's 16-1, a relatively big price. He again carries a big weight. He's a couple of pounds higher than last year, but he finished second in it last year. That was a very good run itself behind Akiki, who went on to do much better things later on in the season, and I think he's been there, done that, got the t-shirt, as they say, so I think he's another that you can expect to run well. But we're going to make a claim for 2 at bigger prices, which I'll be backing myself. The first one is What's the Story, which is currently 40-1 for the Keith Dalglish team, and I think this horse might just have a very good chance of going well at a big price. He's got form figures from last season of 2, 5 and then 2 zeros, which doesn't read the best, but he went well fresh this time last year. Went in the race over the milder listed contest. He finished second that day against some horses rated a lot better than him. He did that off 104. He was put up to 106, and that's probably why he went amiss in a few handicaps later on in the season. But he's back down to below his last winning mark. He's rated 101 today, £2 below his last winning mark. And although he's not one that he might struggle to win with just because of his tactics, but if he's on a going day at 40-1, he's definitely going to be one that might just get into the frame and might even go and win. He's a horse that you'll know very early on if he's on a going day or not, but if he's on a going day, 40-1 will be nicely overpriced, and I think he's the first bet for me. And the second one is a similarly big price. It's Fame and Acclaim for the Les Ayres yard, who just trained 10 minutes from myself, and this may be a little bit of a heart over head selection because I think he might just be a little bit too high in the handicap to win, but I still think he'll give a decent run. He came over from Ireland where he ran some very good races, was rated up in the hundreds there. He joined the yard, maybe not in the best form, rated 99, and he's come down a couple of pounds in the handicap to a mark of 95, which he runs off today. But he's been very well supported in some races for the yard already. He was sent off 6-1 favourite in a very competitive handicap at York, where he ultimately folded. He finished 11th of 20th, but there was significant money for him that day, and there's been a lot of money for him in quite a few of his starts, so I think he's definitely one to keep an eye on if the money does come for him. He's 33-1 in the minute. Now the yard may not be associated with getting one ready first time out, but they did have one that won first time out just a couple of weeks ago at Newcastle, I think it was, so that's promising. And if this horse is 100% fit again in these races where they're all coming into it fresh, you've got to trust that they'll be primed and ready for this. I think off a mark of 95, Lewis Edmonds in the saddle, he's a jockey to follow this season. He's got some, if he can get some good chances, I think he'll deliver, get a big Saturday winner, and I think his career will somewhat explode from there. So he's got a good jockey. He's drawn out in stall 22, the widest, which might be somewhat of a negative, but when the ground is good, they usually come towards that side at Doncaster, so it wouldn't be too much of a negative if you can get some cover up against the stands rail. And at 33-1 again is one that I'll be taking a chance on. So what's the story at 40-1 and Fame and Acclaim at 33-1 will be my two selections for the Lincoln Handicap, or £100,000 up for grabs. It's a very good race, a lot of prize money up for grabs, and don't forget to comment down below #FreeBetFriday where you could win your £10 bet to go on the Lincoln. That'd be a very good start to the weekend. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.